get into a pose for the sake of a pose, okay? So you'll be a little bit probably unused to some of it. So say, for example, just with your arm, so can you feel almost automatically you try to help me lift the arm, yeah? And try not, if you can, to jiggle the head up and down, because this bit of the neck is not going to particularly like that. Okay, so but you see straight away, so all I'm trying to do is lift the arm. I want to lift the arm. I don't need you to help me lift the arm. And we all have various, tensions and holdings in the body, which, we want to, ideally, that's good, we want to, and can you see how it comes in again, your help? It goes a little bit more tense in certain areas, so really, so really, and then you start really concentrating on letting it go, don't you? But that's good, okay, good, that's better, there you go. So then you've got the full, so think about how heavy, feel that weight in the arm. It's a different kind of feeling, isn't it? Okay? And just let that go. Not push it. You don't push, there's a that's it. Because we're so used to doing that we just carry on doing. That's it. Did you feel that? When you, and the jiggling head.
Nodding my head.
Yeah, and then the tension comes in again. Good. And then let it go. Boom. Then let it go. Boom. Boom. So one of the first things I think we need to learn to do is not very much. Is to learn to get more acquainted with the body. So like in here, you feel, why do we get certain holdings and tensions in certain areas? Some people don't get them in, the areas that we get them in. And we don't have them in areas. So can you feel here? There's a kind of... So it's not about saying, oh look, I've got this problem, or whatever. You haven't, but it's so softening to the root, as it were, of the armpit.
It feels a little bit hard in there.
Yeah.
But I would never realise that I have a tension.
Yeah, I mean, don't necessarily think of it, oh no, I have a tension. But that's really one of the great things I think about this way of working, that it gives you an understanding, if you work with the body in a different way, of where your tensions and your holdings actually are. Because until such time as you know where they are, you can't really do very much to get rid of them, can you? So maybe, we're holding our arms in a certain way on a daily basis. Obviously this builds up hours and hours and hours a day. And that brings new tensions into the body. So for example, if you were just feeling a baby's underarm, all of this probably would be really soft, wouldn't it? So I always think I want to go back to having like a baby's body or a toddler's body. But don't get sort of hung up on the idea of your own tensions, because we've all got them, and obviously some tensions are absolutely essential in the body, otherwise you wouldn't even stand up, would you? Good. So rest. And you can have your head there, and just close your eyes. And then maybe stop thinking too much. But it is a different feeling, isn't it? So, rest. And here.
Oh, it feels nice when I stop thinking.
Right. Good. There. Yeah, that's it then, because straight away when we do something new, the body wants to understand it. The mind wants to understand it, categorise it, talk about it. Do you know what I mean? Whereas the body's far more, it's not quite the same as that. It just likes experiencing new things and different freedoms and softness within itself, different kind of integrated way of working with itself. Okay, so again, because that's an unfamiliar feeling for you, it's, you just wait for the body. You don't have to make the body do stuff. You just wait for the body, okay, and then rest. There, and then rest. And so even if you just put your arms, or just one arm in that position and left it, this release in a different way. We don't really put our arms in this position, do we? He's gone off to sleep now.
No, I heard that.
He's listening. Okay, there you go. So it's that. And then rest from there, from there, from there. Soft. Okay? So that's just one way of beginning to work. And then say we're thinking about the legs. These often are the big external muscles do the majority of the work, yeah? And we're not working with the deeper muscles within the body. This maybe smaller, not more sophisticated, but in a sense more sophisticated, I suppose. I don't know. Okay, so here we go. So it's soft here. And again, oh, okay, you feel, okay, so you feel how some of, you feel how...
I know that I've got a lot of holding in that
Right.
area.
Yeah, and I'm not, yeah. And when we talk to the body, we don't sort of need to say, oh, you're holding me in that area. You know what I mean? You can just experience it without kind of judging it, as it were. Yeah, because you're saying you've got a lot of holding in that area, and probably we all do. But what I would say is, were you to be under general anaesthetic tonight, which you won't be, Jordan, but were you to be, this leg could be put behind your head. And that's the case for everybody.
Wow.
And that tells us, I think, something about, well, it tells us something about how much tension is coming from here as opposed to necessarily from the body. So you soften at the top of the leg, you soften at the top of the leg, you let the leg go, and then the foot, that just provides a little support there, and then you let that go. But we don't just flop, there's a movement through the leg. That's it. Breathe. Yeah. There you go. So already, all that tension that you were talking about, don't you help me, there's no need, okay? There. And then you just rest. And one of the things that we don't give the body, I think, is time. So we're so busy wanting things to change and be different and everything else, but we don't give it the time to acclimatise to a new movement or position. Up and rest and breathe and rest. So, you know, this again is a ball and socket joint, and so that wants to rotate that way, that way, that way, that. You know, there's a lot of movement there, and moving it in all the ways that it's capable of moving will release the synovial fluid, which keeps it moving nicely, as opposed to creating, you know, damage because you wear away the cartilage, because you're just moving in one way all the time with the leg. And then soften again. I'm not going to, in any way, Jordan, don't worry about anything pushing quickly and feeling like it's going to snap. Okay? And rest. And rest. And rest. Yeah, good. And then you feel, and so nobody tells you, oh, do the breath. It's like you know, the breath comes. Huh? Okay, good.
It's slightly painful, but also a bit emotional.
Oh, right, okay. Well, you know.
Sure,
and where is the pain for you exactly?
It's around the hip.
But you mean here?
Yeah, maybe more on the inside, but also more around the outside on the back.
Down here. Okay, so try this. Put the other foot on the floor. Yeah, the sole of the foot on the floor. So watch. Just put your head, turn your head towards me a little bit and watch. Okay, so say you're on the floor. One of the things is that, like with the Iyengar, whatever. With other methods, they might tell you to lengthen the spine, take the spine away, make the back has to be flat. In my experience, that isn't the case. So say when you you go on the floor, one of the first things I might do is give the weight of my legs back to the spine to the best of my ability. Give the weight of the legs back to the spine, give the weight of the legs back to the spine. And soften. And then with this area here, as I say, don't think of it needing to be tucked under. Instead, think of it as needing to maybe go this way. So you create more of a shortness from the base of the bum to the tops of the shoulders. Boom, boom. And then place this area down here. Okay? There. And that almost gives the spine back to itself, and you're not in this position with this long, okay? So you come into the feet, make the feet a little bit active, the balls of the feet, a little bit of I wouldn't say push, but that kind of idea into the feet. Lift this a little bit and take it that way. Yeah. Okay? And do that again, but more, do it slower if you can. So active from your feet. So can you see how it's going this way? You want it to go the other way. Yeah, lift the pelvis and thing. Take down. And with this area as well, walk this area down towards your bum. So the whole, this, more and more of this area, that's it. And make this dry. Breathe. Breathe. That's it. And honestly, the emotions and stuff. You know when, you know, they do arise, don't they? You know, in so many areas of life. And what I would say is that sometimes I think tensions and pains go into the body when we're upset, and when they come out a little bit, they cause a little bit of upset as well. So tell me if this feels a little bit different. So again, soften at the top of the leg there. So the weight of the leg, I've got the weight of the leg, I've got the weight of the leg. Take the heel away from us. Take the heel away from us. That way. Activate the heel, take it there. Just the heel. And then give it back. And then rest. Breathe. There. And you know, if ever you are in any discomfort or anything like that, you just, okay, and then rest. Because you know, Jordan, your body doesn't know me, my body, you know what I mean? It takes a little bit of time, and we're working, and you've never done this yet before, you've never, so it's a new thing for the body, huh?
Yeah.
That's it. There, that's it. And that's enough. That's enough. Does that feel a bit better?
No pain at all in this way. Yeah.
So keep that in mind about the length of the spine, yeah? You know, about how we have the spine. And everybody was telling us, or a lot of people, flatten it out, and how that might not actually be such a great idea. Good, and then rest, and breathe, and that's another thing, you know. I think we get so used, I'm just going to put the AC on for a second. Oh yeah.